That's right, guys. Get ready for a very special show tonight, part of the best of the best. And you can see I usually have my jacket on and my shirt and my patriotic tie, but I have on what is now one of the fastest growing conservative attires out there. We got our Conservative Business Journal, Real News for the American People attire. We have long sleeve shirts, short sleeves, we have caps, we have an awesome mug. So tonight, make sure you guys visit conservativemarketplace.com. Very simple, conservativemarketplace.com. Shop around there. Take a look at our full Conservative Business Journal swag and attire and apparel. Our faith stands fear on full line. Our patriotic hats, artwork, etc. This is how we're canceling the cancel culture. But because we've been one of the most censored and banned voices in the conservative movement over the years, and I'm starting to bring back to you some of the podcast shows of the reason why we were banned. In this episode, you're going to hear from Brigadier General Robert Spalding. This is an incredible episode where he unleashes how China took over while America's elite slept. What he shares on his podcast episode that I recorded with Brigadier General Robert Spalding a little over a year ago is more relevant today than ever before. That's the reason why we're banned, censored, and big tech is scared of the Conservative Business Journal. Real news for the American people. You want to fire people up, wear their shirt, give it to people, wear the hat, drink out of the mug. It's awesome, guys. And you can see all of our supporters and all the products, patriotic products at conservativemarketplace.com. But let's get right to the awesome episode with Brigadier General Robert Spalding shares how China took over while America's elite slept. Make sure you guys do follow us on Telegram at CBJ Real News. Make sure you follow us on Rumble at CBJ Real News. And make sure you do get the app on your smartphone by visiting cbjrealnews.com, cbjrealnews.com. And it says right up on top in the menu bar, get the app now. Click on there. You'll see our podcast is broadcast on every single podcast platform out there. Get ready. Buckle your seatbelt. Grab a pen that writes. Get ready for an awesome show, an awesome episode on the CBJ Real News Podcast Show. Here we go. Here we go.
Welcome to a very special episode of the Conservative Business Journal Podcast. And I am honored and humbled to bring to you an amazing patriot. General Robert Spalding is a national security strategist and a globally recognized expert on Chinese economic competition and influence. He retired from the U.S. Air Force after 25 years of service as a brigadier general. He's a former pilot of the B-2 stealth bomber. We're going to talk about his book, Stealth War, on this podcast episode, as well as a former director for strategic planning at the National Security Council in the White House. He was a chief architect for the widely praised national security strategy, as well as a senior defense official to China, and the author of the book, which we're going to unpack tonight, Stealth War, How China Took Over While America's Elite Slept. General Robert Spalding, welcome to the Conservative Business Journal Podcast, and I'm excited to unpack what's really going on with China. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Great to be with you.
So tell us, obviously, coronavirus, China, economy, kind of unpack with everyone how the elitists kind of fell asleep, how they were asleep at the wheel and China really went in stealth. You know, when I say the word stealth to you, obviously you're the pilot of the stealth bomber. What does it mean, stealth war against China?
Well, I think, first of all, there was this fundamental belief that if we made China wealthy, if we made China strong, they would democratize. And of course, the stealth implies that the Chinese Communist Party, made it seem like that was what was going to happen. But of course, all the while, they were, working behind the scenes to undermine U.S. Geopolitical power, U.S. geostrategic power, and they were doing that by co-opting our elites, our corporate elites, our Wall Street elites, to essentially collaborate to disenfranchise in a lot of ways the American worker, and they did that by offshoring manufacturing. We see that today in the in what's happened with regard to pharmaceuticals and PPE in light of the coronavirus.
Share with everyone, which I don't believe, because you don't hear this on the real news. I mean, the fake news out there. That's why we bring the real news to all of our podcast special guests. Share with everyone the fact that prior to the coronavirus, they were the number one exporter of PPE. Then they became an importer. And kind of give everyone the time frame, and also unpack the stats about how Wuhan, China allowed 5 million people to just infiltrate and infect the whole world. Everyone pay very close attention to what General Spalding is about to share right now, because you really do not hear this on the fake news media.
Yeah, so you really have to understand first, before I go into this, kind of what the Chinese Communist Party is. It's a totalitarian regime run by a very few. So I was the defense attaché in Beijing back in 2016. I arrived there on December 5th. It was my wife's birthday. And a week later, they took the underwater vehicle from the United States in the South China Sea. It was a big crisis at the time, confrontation between the U.S. and China. And I was the one that negotiated the return of that. And when I was negotiating that, what I noticed was Xi Jinping had direct control over the ship in the South China Sea. So think of kind of President Trump having direct control of a ship out in the middle of the ocean. This is how Xi Jinping executed control over his military. Now, he's done the same thing with the Chinese Communist Party. And the reason that's important is because Xi Jinping, from his own mouth, said that on 7 January, he was personally in charge of what was going on in Wuhan. Personally in charge. That means he knew everything. When I was working on this, on returning this UUV, I personally knew that he was directing what that ship captain was doing out in the middle of the ocean. So he himself said he was in charge on 7th January. On the 13th of January, we also know that from news reports in China that the Chinese know that there's human-to-human transmission. Of course, we know also that they knew back in December there was human-to-human transmission, but at least we have evidence that on the 13th of January they knew. Now, what's happening in China at this time is a peak travel season. People are coming and going all over because it's they're celebrating New Year's, Chinese New Year's in China. And so on the 23rd of January, they shut down Wuhan. So between the 7th of January, Xi Jinping's in charge. 13th of January, we have documented evidence they knew of human-human transmission. 23rd January, they closed down Wuhan. The Wuhan mayor said at that time 5 million people had left Wuhan to all areas of the earth, not including China, because they closed down domestic travel. So they allowed for international travel. They prevented domestic travel. So what I'm telling you is that Xi Jinping presided over the spread of the pandemic. We know this because of his own statements and reported media in China, which is essentially run by the state.
And when I say to you, and everyone pay attention as I share this, the China Communist Party, can you unpack how they control? It's not the Chinese people, it's the Communist Party running China. We'll get into technology, we'll get into obviously how they're trying to control technology, but share with everyone what the Chinese Communist Party is and how it's heavily operating today, please.
So China has 1.4 billion people. The Chinese Communist Party has 80 million members. Of those 80 million, probably less than 100 control the entire country. And they control it for their own benefit, and a lot of these people are billionaires because of it. So essentially, they have control of the banking system, they have control over the military, they have control over the police, they have control over the borders, they have control over just about everything in the country. And so, actually everything in the country, not just about everything in the country. there's actually two constitutions in China. So we think about the Constitution as the law of the land. In China, there's a People's Republic of China, which we tend to think of the government. There's a People's Republic of China Constitution, and there's a Chinese Communist Party Constitution. So the sovereign, what controls the country, is the Chinese Communist Party. And so you have to look to the Chinese Communist Party as the rulers of China. And they look at Chinese citizens not as citizens, but as subjects, much like the King of England thought of Americans prior to the revolution. So they're really subjects of the Chinese Communist Party.
And it's interesting for everyone to realize. We talk about the Chinese Communist Party, and I published through the Conservative Business Journal. We publish a publication, a news media, and we every month we always let everyone know about the accomplishments that President Trump has achieved. And one of them we shared was how he imposed tariffs on China in response to China's forced technology transfer, intellectual property theft, and their chronologically abusive trade practices. Every month we release 77 of President Trump's accomplishments. That was actually number 66. With your incredible expertise, General, can you share with everyone how it's interesting with the timing of the pandemic, when all the financial sanctions and the tariffs were being put on China? Can you share with everyone how it was the first time President Trump and the administration actually, we talk about Make America Great Again, this whole crisis really exposed the global economic connection to China, everything being made overseas. Can you unpack for everyone how it was the first time the President Trump administration pressed China on sanctions and tariffs, and interesting with the timing?
Well, yeah. So, on the January 15th, they signed the Phase 1 trade deal, which is really meant to, essentially reestablish some kind of functioning enforcement mechanism and structural changes in China's economy. Of course, they have no intention of doing that, and that's why the trade deal was split into two phases. Phase 1, where we'd have agricultural products and other things, and then Phase 2, which was going to be much more comprehensive. Of course, the Chinese Communist Party never intended to do Phase 2. It was only about Phase 1. That being said, when they signed the Phase 1 deal, so remember I told you Xi Jinping was in charge of Wuhan on January 7th. We have documentation on the 13th of January that they knew about human-to-human transmission. And they signed a trade deal on the 15th of January that had an escape clause in it. So at the same time that this is going on, so 7 January, 13 January, 15 January, they signed the trade deal. All of a sudden, China goes from being a net exporter of PPE and masks to a net importer. So, and then on the 23rd of January, they lock it down. 23rd of January, also the WHO meets in Geneva, talks about human-to-human transmission, doesn't make a press announcement, and then on the 30th of January, they talk about a global pandemic. So essentially what they were doing is buying time so that they could take advantage of the spreading pandemic outside of China's borders that they themselves created.
As everyone listening, that's why, as all of you know, every episode I highly recommend and suggest, however you're receiving this teaching, this podcast, this great episode with General Robert Spalding, make sure you download the app for the Conservative Business Journal. Simply grab your smartphone, however you download your podcast apps at all the different type of platforms. We're on every platform available. Just type in Conservative Business Journal, and you'll see the app come up. Just hit subscribe. It is free, and you have instant access to all the episodes. And a great episode I had, General Spalding, was with Charlie Kirk, the founder of Turning Point USA. I know something you unpack in your book, and I really want everyone to pay attention to this, especially all the parents and grandparents, when you really talk about how they're placing Confucius institutes in universities across the United States that serves to monitor and control Chinese students on campus and spread communist narratives to unsuspecting American students. Most people cannot believe that's true. But Brigadier General Robert Spalding, share the truth, brother. You're awesome. I love this. Thank you.
Yeah, so I mean, look, the Chinese Communist Party has a part of its structure is what's called the Hanban, which is their propaganda arm. So the propaganda arm of the Chinese Communist Party is the organ that funds Confucius Institutes. I think there's something like 112 in the United States on university campuses. These exist to essentially propagandize the American student body on the messages that the Chinese Communist Party wants them to hear. And of course, their contracts with the university is twofold. One is they get to choose the instructors. The other is they get to choose the syllabus. So this is really a propaganda organ within our university systems, and it's primarily supported by the faculty because, you know, at the end of the day, they don't understand the Chinese Communist Party. What the Chinese Communist Party is essentially a communist, organization that seeks to suppress democratic principles, human rights, civil liberties, rule of law, democratic principles. And how do we know this? You can Google this document number 9. Document number 9 is an internal Chinese Communist Party document that was leaked and translated. So if you want to know what they believe about the Declaration of Independence or the Bill of Rights and their need to suppress freedoms in this country, read document number 9 and you will see what their goals are.
Absolutely tremendous. That's why all of you make sure I know as we're recording this, your book is sold out on Amazon, but just Google it, search out General Robert Spalding's book, Stealth War, How China Took Over While America's Elite Slept. Now let's talk about something that is on everyone's mind, technology. When you talk about these apps that are in China, and also share everyone to how they really censor what the citizens of China can get access to, and why, like, you know, some of the technology apps that are going on, that why we want to warn Americans, and you do a great job in your book exposing it.
So the next evolution of technology is 5G. Now, if you look at 4G, the current technology, the computing platform is the mobile phone. The mobile phone was invented, the first iPhone came out in 2007. The first 4G network started arriving in the United States in 2009. What happened was we went within 10 years from an industrial economy in the United States to an information economy. So we went from companies like AT&T, General Electric, ExxonMobil, Shell, and Microsoft as the top 5 in market cap to Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, and Apple and Microsoft by 2018. The Chinese saw that and they said they want to dominate the information economy of the future, and that really is 5G. And so what is 5G? So today you open up an app on your smartphone, and that app, you can get an Uber to come and pick you up. In 5G, that app is really hosted on the network itself. So you don't need a smartphone. You walk outside your door, a camera sees your face, does facial recognition. You say, I want an Uber, reads your lips, and it sends you a car. That's 5G. The reason China wants to dominate that is because not only does it allow them to dominate the global economy, because those algorithms that Facebook, Amazon, and Google use to get you to click on more things, to buy more shoes, can also be used to influence you on what kind of political party you might like, you know, in other ways to really influence your behavior. It's designed into the system. This is the way they control China today. It's called the social credit score. If you drink, if you smoke, if you jaywalk, if you protest the government, your kids can't get into school, you can't get on public transportation. It's essentially incentivizing you to be a good citizen according to the way the Chinese Communist Party thinks. This is what they want to deploy, not just in China, but everywhere. with this system, and the way they do it is really to subsidize the deployment of these technologies so that they can have access to the data. Kai-Fu Lee, which is the leading artificial intelligence researcher in China, says that, essentially what they want to do is become the Saudi Arabia of data. And that's because data drives artificial intelligence. It's really the fuel that allows them to be dominant in the e-economy of 5G.
And that's why, because there's TikTok is based out of China, and there's a game, Fortnite, is also all China-based, correct?
That's correct, and it's really about understanding habit patterns, understanding your personality, understanding your preferences, and then using those to guide you in ways that they want. Today you can use big data, artificial intelligence, bots, and social media networks to create a protest. In fact, the Russians did that in 2016 in New York City. By essentially pretending to be this group on Facebook called Black Lives Matter. And, they essentially got 15 to 20,000 people to march up to Trump Tower. This is what's going on around the world, not just in the United States. They were doing it in Taiwan prior to the elections. They do it in the Philippines and Malaysia. The Russians are doing it. It's how these technologies and business models that Silicon Valley developed are being used by authoritarian regimes to essentially, accrue geostrategic power.
And you were part of the Trump administration, and you're known for being a major architect and orchestrator in there. Share with everyone how President Trump, and obviously you were part of the administration, about how they really put the hammer down to China for the first time, how they really pressed them, and what's really going on behind the scenes. As much as you can share, obviously. On a teaching,
I think what happened was on, December 2017, the National Security Strategy came out. Really in the first quarter of 2018, the administration began to do enforcement for the first time in decades. So the Department of Justice, the FBI, the State Department, the Secretary of the Commerce, U.S. Trade Representative, all of these things began to happen. And I think what the American people don't understand is we had Ministry of State Security and Ministry of Public Security officers. These are like CIA or KGB Chinese officers running around the country kind of doing whatever they wanted. Now, the Department of Justice and the FBI are going after them. Now, the reason we let them get away with what they were doing is because for instance, the Obama administration did not want to create, tensions with the Chinese Communist Party. So they let them get away with just about anything. And so all that has ended. And in particular, the Section 301 investigations, which is Section 301 is really a part of the law that allows any company to bring a complaint to the U.S. Trade Representative about Chinese malfeasance. Of course, nobody was willing to do that because they were worried about essentially the Chinese Communist Party coming after him. So the president asked Ambassador Lighthizer, the U.S. Trade Representative, to investigate this. There's a 300-page document. I encourage people to read it. That's why we have tariffs today, and that's why I think the changes are beginning to happen in terms of the Chinese Communist Party's infiltration of our society.
It's excellent wisdom. Everyone listening, once again, make sure you share this podcast, download the app. And one of the final questions for you, General Spalding, is Joe Biden. I mean, how dangerous is he, and how he just makes a joke about China?
I just can't understand. I thought, they would come around and be much tougher on China. I'm very concerned about them, and I don't think he realizes, how much damage the 8 years of the Obama administration did. Of course, it was no different than in terms of what the Clinton administration or the two Bush administrations did with regard to our relationship with China. But it's time that we took care of the American people, that we righted the wrongs of the last 40 years, and I'm not sure that President Biden would be up to the task, particularly, given the fact that his son has made, got $1.5 billion dollar hedge fund from the Chinese.
Yeah, everyone listening, you guys obviously know the way we feel about the Joe Biden and the Socialist Left Party. And just a final question for you. Despite all the damage done so far, you truly believe and share with everyone how it's still possible for the U.S. and the rest of the free world to combat and win China's stealth war, and also expand upon the word stealth, please, as obviously the stealth bomber pilot, Brigadier General Robert Spalding.
Yeah, because I think it's very hard for you to notice what's going on. In fact, I don't know if you saw that this week the president has basically said that we're not going to allow U.S. military retirement funds to be invested in Chinese military equipment. I don't think any American would have realized that our active duty military retirement funds were being invested in Chinese weapons. This is part and parcel of the stealth war, which is it's going on behind the scenes with the complicity or acquiescence of our elites. So guys like Larry Fink, guys like Schwarzman, that were essentially telling the president, no, we need to continue to send these funds to China, these American military funds to China, these military retirement funds to pay for Chinese weapons. I don't think people understand that. So, the stealth war is really about how they use our system without us really understanding what's going on. Things like the islands in the South China Sea, built with the investment dollars of the United States. These are the things that have been going on, and I think, finally the current president is standing up for America.
And I think it's so important. That's for all of you. Make sure you grab a hold of General Spalding's book, Stealth War: How China Took Over While America's Elite Slept. Just one final question for you, sir, and I think it's just so powerful. I had one of my past guest episodes I had was Mike Lindell, the founder of My Pillow. I'm sure right now when we disconnect recording, you probably turn the TV on and see world famous Mike Lindell with My Pillow, the CEO. And Mike shared about really the global connection, about how important it is to disconnect. He makes 99% of his product here in America. Just share with everyone how this crisis exposed the global economic connection of how much stuff is really made over there and how deadly that is.
Well, N95 masks, most of them are coming from China. 97% of our antibiotics, 90% of the active ingredients in pharmaceuticals. By the way, those same pharmaceutical plants are turning out fentanyl that also finds its way into the U.S. and kills, on the order of 50, 60,000 Americans a year. So, yeah, nearly everything. I started out working on this in 2014 in the Pentagon, looking at the industrial base and how the things that we needed for our weapon systems were made in China, and how everything in the Pacific was reliant on the Chinese supply chain. So, this has been exposed. I think it's clear that we need to do something. Of course, today, Lighthizer came out in the New York Times saying the era of manufacturing going to China is gone. We're changing it, and thank God.
And it's interesting too. As I say, I'm 54 years young. I have a degree in management and marketing, and I've been teaching for many years, General. I have cassette tapes, and I was teaching about business and marketing many years ago. On my first cassette tape, I talk about China. One of my professors in college said, be careful, the ultimate enemy. Like you said in the book, it's not Russia. Russia's obviously not good, but he talked about be careful of China. And it just really infiltrated that in my mind. So I want to thank you for blessing us with your words of wisdom. And everyone, make sure once again that you grab a hold of Brigadier General Robert Spalding's book, Stealth War: How China Took Over While America's Elite Slept. Simply just Google it up on Amazon. Right now it's sold out, but like you said, you've sold tens of thousands of copies, which is a sign it's obviously a hot topic. Make sure, and I always share with everyone, grab a hold of numerous books and study it, get it out to people. This is very important. That's why we must reelect President Trump, the administration, and keep America great. And obviously through this crisis, President Trump has done a tremendous job in keeping America safe as possible. thank you, General Spalding. God bless you and your family, and we appreciate all you're doing for America, and keep writing and keep sharing. And I thank you for being a guest on the Conservative Business Journal podcast.
Thank you so much.
And
I tell you guys, as I listen to that, you talk about the Conservative Business Journal, real news for the American people. Once again, all of our attire, all of our shirts or caps are available now on our cups and our Faith Stands Fear online, our patriotic pin, my patriotic tie you see me wearing usually on every single show is available on conservativemarketplace.com, our main sponsor. But what a show with Brigadier General Robert Spalding. Bring back the best of the best. And I'm going to throw a shout out to Norman Edwood. Norman Edwood, you're awesome, as he's on the Rumble chat right now, guys. As you know, I started the Biden scam series the day after the election. It was Wednesday, November 4th. And I unleashed the truth about Joe Biden and the radical left stealing the election. We called it the Biden scam series. Had Mike Lindell in the series, Pastor Rodney Howard-Browne, numerous Navy SEALs, Mark Osgeist, Sean Spicer, and so many champions. Liz Wheeler. Liz Harrington confirmed today we will be together with Alan and Francine Fosdick, that's hosting the Patriots Arise event in Frederick, Maryland. So when we rolled out the Biden scam series, all eyes from the big tech came on us. That's why our team, the Conservative Business Journal, is one of the most censored and banned and voices they're scared of because we're sharing the truth. 2 areas right now we're not censored on is Telegram. So make sure you do follow us on Telegram at CBJ Real News and Rumble at CBJ Real News. And also visit our website, cbjrealnews.com. And on top of the menu bar, you'll see 4 words, get the app now. You take your smartphone, go to cbjrealnews.com, get the app now. We broadcast the audio of every show on our podcast platform. And ultimately, register for our database. As you visit all of our websites, you'll see a place to submit your email, or you can visit cbjupdates.com. But Norman, which is awesome, Norman says, I'm a longtime listener. It's interesting. Today here at our corporate team, we had a strategic mastermind session to reach out to all of you, because the issue is that people try to find us now. And unless you're in our email database or Telegram or Rumble, it's very difficult to find us. Why? They're scared of the truth. Re-listen to this episode with Brigadier General Robert Spalding. Tremendous episode. It is absolutely phenomenal. And that's why it is so, so important. And there's so many ingredients. Like Leslie said, why do we have all these cargo ships lined up off our coast all the way around the U.S. and nobody knows what's in them? There's a lot of questions out there. Only God knows the answer. God knows he's going to win. God is going to move. And it's just so, so important. That's why the cancel culture wants to shut us down. That's why we appreciate all of our supporters, all of our sponsors. And before I continue with the episode tonight, I want to play a quick commercial about the Conservative Marketplace. Make sure you guys visit conservativemarketplace.com. And we have a full array of items from our patriotic lapel pins, patriotic hats, the world famous flag tie I wear, our entire brand new hot off the press Conservative Business Journal, real news for the American people. You wear this shirt, short sleeve shirt, long sleeve shirt, cap, cup. The Faith Stands Fear on wristbands. The Faith Stands Fear on shirts. We have Faith Stands Fear on toddler clothes. We have Faith Stands Fear on smartphone covers. And we have numerous nutritional products in there. Plus, we also have the air purification systems. Make sure with all the coronavirus and everyone concerned about getting it right, getting your air purified. Make sure when you go to conservativemarketplace.com, look on the categories, take a look at our air purifiers for home, office, and travel. Any questions, give us a call. All of my books, all of Dr. Chris's recommended health supplements are in there. Guys, this is how we're canceling the cancel culture. So here's a quick commercial. That's the show sponsor. We are a media company. Like every media company has commercials. You know, for those of you that still choose to watch that horrific Fox News Network or definitely not CNN, you'll see there's commercials. And those commercials are advertised as well. Our sponsor and our advertiser we want you to patronize is Conservative Marketplace, and shop around. Take a good look around, and let me play the ad, and I'll be back in 60 seconds. That's right, guys. I tell you, we're so excited about the conservativemarketplace.com, and it's very powerful, making capitalism great again. So, guys, go there, shop around, share the site, Conservative Marketplace, with other patriots. Take a look at the variety of categories in there. One we just added over the weekend. People were asking for the best air purifiers out there. You will see on there air purifiers for home, office, and travel. All of my capitalism motivational artwork is in there. All of my books are in there, and it's so powerful, guys. And Norman, you know, it's exciting for you to be back on. We had a discussion today here at our team about how we had tens of thousands of people on live, and we're one of the most censored, banned voices out there. Now, remember, like the episode I played last night with Liz Wheeler, that was recorded over a year and a half ago. The Brigadier General Robert Spalding's episode was recorded a little over a year ago. I haven't been in this game just 6 months. You know, we started the Biden scam series on Wednesday, November 4th. See, right now I have close to 100,000 followers on Facebook between my page, my group, my wife's personal page, and my personal page. Yet when we go live, nobody gets notified. They're scared because they're like, wait a minute, if the people hear the truth. Look, the election was stolen. We know right now that the China virus came from China. We know right now that communism is in control. It's not a matter of Democratic versus Republican. It's communism versus capitalism. It's we the people versus the global elitists. We have to stand up, and all of you in the media, all of you have a voice. All of you are strong enough to realize that, you know, God is going to move. You know, someone said it earlier in the comment section, you know, this is not going to go to 2024, and we have to fix 2020. The 2020 election was stolen until we get forensic audits in every state. And I'm challenging Governor Ron DeSantis here in Florida to get a forensic audit. Let's have a fair and free election in every state, even though, yes, we did win for Trump. We did win for DeSantis. But they stole well over 1 million votes here in Florida. And right now, all eyes are on Florida. We are the lighthouse of this country. So it is so important for all of you to rise up, be the voice. You know, like Brigadier General Robert Spalding said, you know, we're at stealth war right now. You know, it is so, you know, it's comical too. Like you're going to see a post this week we're going to publish on the Conservative Business Journal. That's right, Judy. No one gets notified. I mean, you know, we would go live and have 1,000 people on before even my 30, 60-second leading commercial would be on. And now, right now, we're so censored. That's why. And the biggest mistake we made is we didn't start to build Telegram and Rumble until we got censored. So I appreciate you guys following us on Telegram, following us on Rumble, supporting us by visiting conservativemarketplace.com. And when you realize that, you know, on Facebook, I'm censored. On Twitter, I have, and you're going to see, we're going to publish an article this week in the Conservative Business Journal, where there was one show in December. I had 137,000 viewers, over 80 million views of the video within 24 hours. Right now, if I'm on Twitter, there may be 8 people watching. So why is big tech so scared of the Conservative Business Journal voice? Because it's real news. And because they're fake news and socialism manipulates, they're trying to shut us down. Thank you, Patrick. Patrick goes, I share this in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I love you, Patrick. I appreciate you being a fighter. I appreciate you being a patriot. And that's why, as we have an opportunity to travel the entire country, and even when we're on the road right now, we're going to do a CBJ Real News podcast show every day by bringing back to you the best of the best episodes. It was awesome for me to re-listen to Brigadier General Robert Spalding. It's very powerful. This is a tremendous episode tonight. But all of a sudden, they realized that we weren't backing down. We weren't cowering down, like Pastor Greg Locke, like Pastor Art Pawlowski, my great friend Pastor Art out of Canada. That's right. It's showing 10 on Facebook. Isn't it hysterical? Showing 10 on Facebook. If you go to I have 5,000 friends in Facebook, 16,000 people in a group, 13,000 in a page, and actually 3,000 in another group. So that's well over 50,000 just on that in 10 people. Let that sink in. They're scared. See, but their time is ticking. God is going to move. The same water that parted for Moses to get through is the same water that killed Pharaoh. Well, the same media they're trying to shut us down with is going to kill the fake news. We are the real news. And I want to throw a huge shout out. So many of you. And my mistake, I will read them tomorrow night on my show. I should have printed out. We had a record-breaking weekend at theconservativemarketplace.com. Record-breaking weekend. And we blew out because we just made this available. Finally got it back from our fulfillment center. We love the logo. Everything is approved. The Conservative Business Journal, real news for the American people. Just a tremendous. Hey, Judy. Judy says hi to Christy. And guys, that's why, you can't feel alone out there. Even as Reeve, we weren't going to change our voice. We're not going to bow down. We're not going to cower down. We're not going to, you can go, I'll never use the words Biden and president together. He's a criminal. He's way beyond dementia. He's dangerous. And like I said, socialism is the snake. Communism is the venomous bite of the snake. We are at war in America right now. We're in South Florida. I see dopes wearing a mask. And all of you know, we've done 6 episodes with Dr. Elizabeth Eads, a.k.a. Dr. Betsy, 2 episodes with Dr. Krista Kremensky, a.k.a. Dr. Krista. Listen to all the past episodes. They're all on Rumble. They're also all on our audio platform on a smartphone. In other words, the audio of this is ripped and the files put onto a podcast platform. All you do is go to your smartphone, go to Google Play Store, the Apple Store. Just thumb on in, Conservative Business Journal, all one word. It will come up. That's our podcast platform. Subscribe, and every episode every day is uploaded on there. Plus, there's a search feature. You can put one of my guests' last name in there, and they will come up. Guys, we are getting the real news out, and we appreciate all of you being supporters, all of you sharing the real news. So to recap tonight, Norman, it's awesome to hear from you. We had a conversation today that we're going to start to really start to speak the truth. Start to speak the truth about America. We here at the Conservative Business Journal believe in traditional values, and the conservative is one that will stand and not back down. As we travel the entire country, and I speak about capitalism from my book. Capitalism begins in your mind, begins in your heart. God gives you vision. God gives you an idea. God gives you faith. You combine the faith, combine your vision. You step out in faith, and we crush the communist cancel culture. It's time we crush them with confidence. We crush them with focus, and we crush them with commitment. You don't back down. You don't cower down. That's why we're one of the most banned, censored voices out there. They're banned on YouTube for life. Yeah, I think we have a new YouTube channel that's got a few hundred subscribers on them. I think my wife's name is so forth, but I'm sure that'll be banned soon too. And guys, but what we're doing, that's why Telegram and Rumble and our email list. Make sure you follow us on Telegram. And those of you that are on Telegram, you can share all our Telegram posts. And I post numerous times throughout the day. Share them. And those of you that have a following on Telegram, we appreciate it. Say, this is a great channel to follow. Make a suggestion to follow our CBJ Real News channel. You could follow us on Telegram by going to CBJ Real News. Same for Rumble, CBJ Real News. So, guys, I want to thank all of you. God bless all of you. Whatever we could do for you, we are here for you. You can always call or text us at 561-847-3467. We have a great Week coming up, I have Ann Vanderstill booked to be in a show. Dr. Brian Artist booked for the show. Another surprise guest that I will make an announcement tomorrow night. But Ann Vanderstill will be on Tuesday night at 8:30. Dr. Brian Artist on Wednesday night at 8:30. And Judy says, yes, I have Rumble and Telegram. I share on Facebook because I'm stubborn and I believe in the First Amendment. That's awesome, Judy. Keep sharing, but definitely on Telegram. Share on Telegram also, and share on Rumble and rumble it out. Take the link. And guys, all of you can make a difference. You just let me go, well, I only have 1 or 3 friends. That one person could be the one who says enough is enough and builds a platform of 30, 40, 50 million people. See, the biggest mistake I made was I didn't start to build Rumble and Telegram until I got canceled and censored. So now we're building it consistently. We're building it relentlessly, and we appreciate all of you sharing. I appreciate you guys commenting and sharing. And you're awesome. I am the resistance. David DeWolf says hello. By the way, hello, Norman. You're awesome. Hello, I am the resistance. And that's awesome that you're speaking at school board tomorrow. That's powerful. That's what it's about, guys. It's about taking action. It's about getting out there, making a difference, like the Brigadier General Robert Spalding said. And that's why it's real news for the American people. You want to fire people up, grab a hold of the shirt. Grab a hold of the shirt. Grab a hold of a Faith Stands Fear on shirt. Walk into a school board meeting wearing this shirt. You'll be like, what is that? Conservative Business Journal? Oh, you haven't heard of it yet? You will. It's like Uber. You remember you hear Uber or Airbnb? Every single day, subscribers. Every single day, Americans are waking up to the reality. We have to be around the real news for the American people. That's why you're going to start to see us rebroadcast many of my podcast episodes. We did hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of interviews. Make sure you re-listen to last night. I had the great Liz Wheeler on, talking about a book, The Tipping Point. Tonight we had it. We had the best of the best series featuring Brigadier General Robert Spalding. Guys, it's game on time. My name is John Lemme, the founder of Conservative Business Journal and the host of the CBJ Realness Podcast Show. And I appreciate you guys. Once again, make sure you visit conservativemarketplace.com. Cancel the cancel culture by supporting conservative businesses and entrepreneurs it's very simple. It's 2 words put together, conservativemarketplace.com. Conservativemarketplace.com. Bookmark that link. Go to the link on a regular basis. Refresh the link. We shipped out here. Our team shipped out, I believe, over 25 We the People Are Pissed hats. We have the We the People attire now available, which is tremendous. It's awesome. It is awesome. We the People attire, gear, and swag. We got We the People unisex long sleeve shirt, We the People women relaxed t-shirt, and We the People men's heavyweight tee. We just added those last 24 hours. They're available. Thank you. Thank you, Judy. I enjoy your shows because it's real news, interviews, and not fluff and stuff. Judy, I appreciate that. We're going to have some great interviews this week. And I'm being interviewed tomorrow on Alan and Francine Fosdick's show, Up Front on the Prophetic. I'm being interviewed on Tuesday on Ann Vanderstill's show. I'm being interviewed on Wednesday on the Red Patriot show. So those 3 interviews of me being interviewed will also air on our podcast show. And make sure when you go to our Rumble channel, you'll see I spoke at Clay Clark's event in Colorado Springs. I spoke at Professor Toto's event in Guntersburg, Alabama. I did 4 workshops and 2 main stage presentations. My full 1-hour workshop on why conservative capitalism is a must and how you'll achieve record-breaking results. I did a 1-hour workshop, a real teaching workshop from my book, and I did 4 1-hour workshops. That workshop is available on Rumble right now. So, guys, make sure you're totally tied in. And I believe people are going to exercise the citizens' arrest. I believe we, the people, it's going to happen. They're not going to sit back much longer. People are getting tired. They're getting frustrated, saying enough is enough. And that's right, Norman. You're awesome. I'll go back showing the hairy legs video and all that good stuff. And that's right, Norman, not as bad, but they limit some comments due to content. Rumble censors comments. Yeah, it does. I mean, I'm believing someone's going to come out even bigger and better than Rumble. But for right now, this is what we can do because we can get more listeners on and we can share it. So, and guys, we also have the Rumble rants in there, the same as we used to have with Super Chat. So you put a Rumble ramp in there, and that's obviously that's your own choice. We appreciate the support. All of you know every single supporter always gets a special package in the mail, and you can see in Rumble next to the money bag. You click on the money bag, and you just show your support for allowing us to do what we do. We appreciate that. And you guys can always call or text us at 561-847-3467. And we have numerous anonymous supporters because they understand, guys, look, in 72 hours, they shut our business down. That's right. And that's why I am the resistance. I am the resistance 2020. Our number one hat, our number one patriot hat that we sell in the conservative marketplace is "We the People are Pissed" hats. That's our number one seller, along with "Don't Blame Me, I Voted for Donald Trump" hat. So people are pissed out there. There's no question they are. But I appreciate all of you being part of the community, and I appreciate all of you loving America, being a patriot, supporting everyone, and not cowering down, standing for traditional values, standing for the flag, standing for capitalism, the right for God to prosper. One of my quotes is, "Socialism eliminates tithing. Capitalism explodes tithing." Why? There are some conservatives that are not censored because they say the word President Biden. They say I don't say the vaccine is a choice. I don't say that. I think the vaccine is deadly. I do as much as I possibly can to educate people to stay as far away as you can from that. Take a look at all of our episodes from Dr. Betsy. This Wednesday night with Dr. Brian Artis, the 2 episodes with Dr. Krista. Now, if you've taken the vaccine, we also have an episode of what to do if you've taken it. I don't know, Michael. Michael says, "Do you know when a new social media platform's coming on?" We just, today we made a decision to start building Gab. I'm starting to build a Gab profile and a Getter profile. We're just starting to build it. My personal assistant Kelly is going to start posting it on a regular basis. So we're doing whatever we can do to navigate this nonsense, but ultimately, the goal for all of you is you all have an email. You should be in our email database, and you can do that by going to cbjupdates.com, cbjupdates.com, or when you visit conservativebusinessjournal.com and Conservative Business Journal, you will see there's a place to say, if you want more realness, submit your email. And Michael Purdy, you're awesome. Michael, Brad Barton and I are great friends. I actually did a great sit down with Brad in Alabama. He came out and spoke at the Professor Toto's event also. So I actually did a great 22-minute interview with Brad. I'm probably going to drop that show either tomorrow or Tuesday. So Brad Barton's a great personal friend of Christy and I, and we're actually going to be taking a little road trip to go visit his family in Tennessee, and then go visit our great friend Pastor Greg Locke, and go visit my mother-in-law, my wife's family in Tennessee. So Brad Barton is a great friend of ours. So watch for that show to drop soon with Brad. I was going to do it tonight, but I chose to do a Best of the Best series. I actually texted Brad going, "I'm not going to drop your show tonight. I'm probably going to drop it potentially tomorrow night." So guys, with that said, God bless all of you, and Patrick and Judy and Michael and Mark and all of you that are on live, commenting and sharing. Whatever we could do for you, we believe in you. Whatever you can do, sharing our episodes, especially those of you on Telegram and Rumble, just, for those of you that have a Telegram channel or follow us, say, "Hey, here's a great channel to follow and share," because that's why we're one of the most censored, banned voices out there. And that's the reason why they shut me down, because we don't want to get the voice out, because I'm not a conservative pundit that's cowered down. There's, I got to conclude here, because I was going to keep the show to like 40 minutes. We're at 55. So guys, God bless all of you. Make sure all of you are tied in, and share this episode. It was a great 35 minutes of tonight's show was Brigadier General Robert Spalding, the Best of the Best series. I had Liz Wheeler on last night on a Best of the Best series, and I have, I'll be running Charlie Kirk, I'll be running Newt Gingrich, I'll be running Judge Jeanine Pirro. Guys, I've interviewed the best of the best. Aaron Perini, who was the press communicator for President Trump. Guys, this is not a game to us. And look, we ain't backing down. With Facebook and Zuckerberg and all the social media guys, you're scared of us. Game on. They say we're not backing down. And you're going to see me publish an article this week. And Michael, because I know many of you just got introduced to me. Norman is on Rumble right now. He was on my shows. You know, I've had Mike Lindell on 4 times. When I had Mike on one time, there was 80,000 people live. What happened? They're afraid of the truth. But we, the people, fight back. We are conservatives. We believe in the flag. We believe in traditional marriage. We are pro-life. We believe in law and order. We believe in legal immigration. We believe in capitalism and the right to earn income. That's why we do what we do. But guys, we appreciate you. And once again, thank you for supporting conservativemarketplace.com. Let me put that on the bottom. Let me run that along the bottom of the the video as we conclude tonight. You know, people go, how do you cancel the cancel culture? Cancel the cancel culture by supporting the CBJ Real News Podcast Show, plus other conservative businesses and entrepreneurs at conservativemarketplace.com. And you can see we just rolled out our We the People entire line. Show everyone that you are part of the We the People movement that has taken back control of America. You'll see the We the People attire. It's pretty awesome. You'll see our patriotic hats, all of our faith stands and fear on apparel and more. All of Dr. Chris's recommended health supplements to build your immune system and protect you against not just the low strand COVID-19, but the flu and other ailments. There's some great supplements, and Dr. Chris's book is on there that she wrote 3 years ago. So, and we got some great air purifiers too for home office and travel. You guys asked about those. We got the Fresh Air Mobile. We got the Fresh Air Personal. We got a Pet Refresh. So guys, it's awesome. We ain't backing down. They can cancel us, demonetize us, but we appreciate you guys showing your support. ConservativeMarketplace.com. Good night. God bless. My name is John Lemme, the founder of Conservative Business Journal and the host of the CBJ Real News Podcast Show. Good night. God bless you. Until tomorrow, stay strong, stay faithful. God is going to move. God birthed you a champion. You are a winner. You are an American with integrity and honor. Good night. God bless. Thank you, Judy. Judy says, have a wonderful night. Both you and Christy, wonderful people and great patriots. Thank you, Judy. In case all the trolls think I'm making that up, I just put that up on the screen where Judy said, have a wonderful night. Both you and Christy, wonderful people and great patriots. And where is Mike? Michael said, you all are great. I watch you all. Thanks for your dedication. Thank you, Michael. And you know, dedication to me is a character trait of a true champion. I thank you for being a dedicated patriot, a supporter, a listener, someone who shares the episodes. It's just, you guys, you are just as important part of the recipe. Every ingredient, you know, when you have a great meal, every ingredient's part of the recipe. If you guys go to my Telegram profile or it's on Rumble, you'll see my dad tonight, my 92-year young dad, and my 90-year young mom. We had a great time at their house tonight. We brought him a great chicken sandwich from my buddy Danny's place, Plant-Based Mafia. You can watch those videos. Guys, we ain't backing down. We ain't backing down. We are just warming up. And I believe this is very important. I believe there's a new wave of patriots. I've seen so many voices and influencers quit. You know, they took our business, and we're a media company. I don't do this as a hobby or part-time. I'm a speaker, an author, a capitalism strategist. A Conservative Business Journal is a media company. And we have 22 contributors and writers, and we publish articles every day. You have a great team. And in 72 hours, they demonetize us on Google, ban us on LinkedIn, censored us on Facebook, and shut us down on YouTube. They literally just took our business and squashed it. But all that does is fire us up to fight even more, to fight the great fight of faith even more. That's why I thank all of you. I'm speaking to somebody tonight. You know what? Pick up 50 of these shirts, send them out to people. Pick up 50 of the cups, send them out. Bless someone. Pick up 25 of the air purifiers and give them out to some of the nursing homes locally. It's just important, guys. That challenge is not for all of you, but there's somebody listening. You know God has blessed you. It's time your blessings get more involved in this movement. We need each other. There's a reason why you're listening to this, a reason why somebody shared this with you. You may know somebody who is supernaturally blessed by God's favor. You know, pick up 1,000 faith stands and fear on wristbands and send them out. Send them out to all the local law enforcement agents. Send them out to the first responders and the sheriffs and the, once again, local law enforcement. See, I'm speaking supernatural favor, supernatural growth, supernatural blessings out there. And I'm very serious. Take a look at the air purifiers. You may know a nursing home. You may know somewhere where there's people have a large home, or they have 2-3 homes. They're renting an apartment, and the air is not the best for them. You're blessed. Pick up 4, 5, 10 of them. Why not? Thank you, Kenzie. Kenzie, you're awesome. Conservative Business Journal, real news for the American people. These are now available. ConservativeMarketplace.com. Game on. It's on, guys. So good night. God bless all of you. And I'm believing and expecting, I believe the conservative capitalism warriors are rising up. Remember, I wrote my first book 19 years ago. In that book, I talk about tithing. And I did a whole workshop at Professor Toto's about capitalism. We set tithing goals. We set giving goals. We don't set getting goals. When I teach, we don't set how much we're going to make. We set goals and how much we're going to give. We set giving goals, because all you are is a vessel to get God's talent to you, through you, to bless others. That's all it is. Why do you think they shut us down? Why do you think they're scared and banning us? That's right. That's right, Norman. It's on. Back to Blue, and I appreciate you guys chatting on Rumble, sharing on Rumble. So, guys, good night. God bless all of you. Once again, follow us on Telegram, CBJ Real News. Follow us on Rumble, CBJ Real News. Visit cbjrealnews.com. When you go to our website, you'll see the word store. Click on the store. That takes you out to conservativemarketplace.com. And also make sure you also, when you go to cbjrealnews.com, you click on Get the App Now, and then you grab your smartphone, and then you download all the apps. We're on every podcast platform. The audio version is on there. You immerse yourself. You listen. That's right, Michael. You're awesome, my man. Michael said, God has chose you all, just like Trump. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's right. Judy, words without works mean nothing. Do your part, folks. That's right, Judy. I love that. That's why, guys, there's some of you. Look, I'm calling. This may not be for the majority of you, which is fine. You do know people that are supernaturally financially blessed, and they're strong, godly Christian patriots, conservatives. It's time to make a difference. I'm very serious. Pick up 1,000 of the Faith Stands Fear on wristbands. Give them out to people. Pick up 25, 50 of these shirts and hand them out. Conservative Business Journal. Pick up 50 of the Faith Stands of Fear on cups and give them out. Bless people, guys. Be a blessing. And everybody wins. And one of my quotes is, everyone loses with socialism. Everyone wins with capitalism. So good night. God bless. I appreciate you guys. Wow. It was great to have some conversation with all of you. It was great to see many of you on tonight, commenting, communicating. And I appreciate you guys in Rumble. And have a good night. God bless. And I appreciate all of you obviously chatting also on Facebook, the ones that are on. Good night, guys. God bless you. And I look forward to talking to all of you soon and seeing all of you soon. Good night. God bless.